Welcome back to another video. This is Referred Snow, and I hope you are enjoying this series so far for the ones who've been watching. Today I am going to be working primarily on mystical agriculture, which will up to tier 2 so I could get the upgraded capsules once I have the tools I need for it. But while in between episodes I started a farm, which is what allows me to get Inferium, since you can make an Inferium plant with Inferium seeds, like that. And you could get Inferium farmland by taking regular farmland and taking Inferium and left-clicking it, right-clicking it. But some of my progress was lost in between episodes due to a game crash. So I hadn't played for a little bit in between episodes, so I'm not sure where I got knocked out. Along with working on the basics of this, I started in the background getting up to the fading matter, but right now my main limiter is EMC because it costs, I'm just under the amount I could go after pink matter. The reason why I'm higher in the fuels is because the fuels are cheaper to make a ton of them out of. Also, I made an infusion crystal, and I've done plenty of farming, so my hope is to get the tier 2 capsules, and if I have time, the tier 2 seeds. If I have time, starting to getting the machinery set up and the power set up for the Let's Get Thermal portion of chapter 2. So where I left off last time is here. So in between episodes I also started making stuff like the prosperity shards, which are just dust and diamonds. Inferium gemstones are prosperity gemstones, which is prosperity shards on diamonds, with 2 Inferium after you make the prosperity shard. And I need 4 soul jars for one of the things I'm doing for one of the seeds, because one of the seeds is called skeleton seeds, which gives me skeleton essence, which is needed for future stuff. So and before I forget, but right now, I also have a solium dagger, which So I will be back once I've filled the jars. So now I will cut, and we'll be back once I have the jars finished. Alright, welcome back. I have gotten the 4 soul jars full of skeleton skulls. So what I need to do now is get up to tertium. For pretty much all of them, I also need to make the Soltium seed base. And prosperity seeds. Primarily the prosperity seed bases. So what you need for those is seeds. And the prosperity shards I told you about earlier. Solium. Let's start with the skeleton seed base, which requires tertium. So what I need is my infusion crystal. And with the infusion crystal, I can get up to Prudentium. I also now need So now I can take that, get some tertium. If I need more, I'll make more. Let's take this, and these over to the pedestal, the altar I showed earlier. The seeds go in the center. And pretty much goes for all of them. The essences go there, and then soul jar slash ore that you're trying to infuse the seeds with go around there. And for the soul, for stuff like the skeleton S, to get the skeleton seeds, you need the soulium seed base. And for ores, you need prosperity seed bases. And once you have all of that placed in, you click a button, which activates the redstone signal needed to activate it, and it creates the seeds you need. And process is the same for iron, tin, redstone, coal, copper, and copper. Copper and coal only require the prudentium. So same process. Seed base in the center. Essence there. And this time around, coal. Click your button, and you have your seeds. And it'll be the same for tier 2 items, which I'll do off camera, but they require a tier higher of essence, being the blue colored essence for some of them, like diamond, I believe. But I'll go over those before I log off. And work on those in between episodes. Because for me it's getting late, probably after this and going over the seeds for the tier 2. I'll probably off screen make them, but diamond seeds require premium, which is 2 tiers above it. Lapis requires the tier a lot higher than the next one above tertium. So if you decide to do this mod pack, make sure you watch the recipes to make sure you do the seed bases correctly. And the cool thing about these is the seed bases aren't able to be planted, unfortunately, but all these seeds, if you plant them on the Inferium farmland, and just left click them, which auto harvests, you get fertilized essence, but you also get more seeds out of them. So you only have to make them once and you just farm up seeds. And once you have what you want, you can make a seed reprocessor, which takes the seeds and makes them into essences, or in this case, I've got extra Inferium seeds in there. I've got them going down into Inferium. And with the essences, you can craft ores and stuff with them if that's your preferred method of making them. Like with iron, you need 8 iron essences in order to make iron ingot. And I'll be back with the tier 2 done, and probably even try to get all the way up to at least the master infusion crystal, but it's going to take time for me to get that. And if you've gotten this far in the video, please consider liking and subscribing and sharing with your friends if they like this similar content. With that, I am going to work on the tier 2 seeds. Alright, I'm back and I have gotten all of the tier 2 mystical agriculture finished. Next, I am going to be working on let's get thermal. So let's get a stack of machine frames, because those are going to be necessary. Iron, gold, redstone. So now I have a redstone furnace. Now piston and flint. To get iron and nickel. And sorry about that. But there I have two main ways I can create alloys like the Invar I just made. I've got this alloy kiln, and if I need bigger batches of it, I can use my smeltery, which allows me to fuse metals. So out of all these I need, and if you see me looking at these items, when I'm looking in here, if you see one that out of everything here, is a gear shape, it means it's one that's absolutely necessary to move on from. Because in order to continue this chapter, I'll need the magma crucible and fluid encapsulator in order to do the industrial foregrowing, which involves all getting latex to get advanced machine frames. I'm not sure if I'm able to do the blast chiller at the moment because I don't have the daisies I need, the item I need for this. Oh yeah. Excuse me. For now, I won't be able to get the blast chiller until I figure out how to get ice without silk touch. Or once I get a silk touch book. And in between episodes, I'll get the integral components finished. And next episode, I will be focusing on more power and dimensional resources. Thank you for watching, and if you made it, I hope you enjoyed the video. Have a good day or night, wherever you are in the world. And goodbye.